Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Brielle Tarot. If this message found you today, it's not by accident. The universe led you here for a reason. Because there's something you need to hear. Especially if lately you've been feeling strange tension around you. Maybe people have been acting differently. Distant, quiet, or even cold. And you can't quite figure out why. Spirit is saying it's not your imagination. There's a deeper truth behind why so many people are suddenly mad at you, and the reason will absolutely shock you. So, take a deep breath, center your energy, and let's uncover what the cards want to reveal together. The first card that appears is the Chariot, a symbol of unstoppable movement, victory, and personal determination. This tells me that you've been going through a period where you finally started taking control of your own direction. You've made choices that no longer revolve around pleasing others. You've learned how to focus on your goals, how to move forward, and how to keep your energy steady, even when others try to pull you back. But here's where the problem begins. Your strength, your confidence, and your clarity trigger a lot of people around you. They're not angry because you did something wrong. They're angry because you're doing something right. They see you as someone who finally took the wheel of your life. Someone who refuses to live by their expectations anymore. Then comes the Wheel of Fortune. This marks a major shift in your destiny. You've entered a phase where luck, timing, and divine alignment are working in your favor. Things are finally turning your way after long periods of stagnation or struggle. But when the wheel turns for you, it can feel like it's turning against someone else. The truth is, your success might have unintentionally exposed who is secretly competing with you, or hoping that you'd fail so they could feel superior. Next, we have the Queen of Swords. Your energy has become sharper, wiser, and more assertive. You're not afraid to cut off manipulation, lies, or emotional games anymore. You've started using your mind over your emotions, and this intimidates people who once thrived on your kindness and hesitation. They miss the version of you who tolerated too much. The one who stayed quiet to keep the peace. Now that you've learned to speak your truth, they call it coldness. But in reality, it's clarity. And clarity scares people who depend on confusion to control others. And then the Tower strikes. A sudden revelation, a breaking point, an explosion of hidden truths. Something happened recently that shook the energy around you. Maybe a confrontation, a truth revealed, or your silent withdrawal that spoke louder than words. People who pretended to support you started showing their real faces. This Tower moment didn't destroy you. It destroyed the illusions others built around you. It broke the false peace. It separated what was real from what was fake. And even though it was chaotic, it was necessary, because now, nothing and no one can manipulate you the way they used to. Then appears the King of Wands. This represents you rising again, stronger, wiser, and more magnetic than before. You've taken your power back. People can feel your aura of leadership now. You no longer chase validation. You command respect just by being yourself. And that's another reason some people are angry. They see you glowing without their approval, without their help, and that threatens the control they once had over you. Following that, Judgment, the card of karmic awakening. This means that the universe is calling everyone involved to accountability. Those who wronged you are facing their own reflections now. They're being forced to see how their actions affected you, and that's why they're uncomfortable. But for you, this card is liberation. You've forgiven yourself, you've healed, and now you're being elevated spiritually. You are no longer bound by the opinions of others, and that's the most powerful freedom of all. Next is the Knight of Wands, a surge of passion, movement, and new energy. After everything that's happened, your spirit is being reignited. You're no longer afraid to chase your desires or express your creativity. This card shows that despite the challenges, you still move forward with enthusiasm, and this inspires others, even if they don't admit it. Then, the Page of Wands, the spark of new beginnings. You might be stepping into something fresh, a new idea, opportunity, or journey. This page energy is playful yet bold. It represents your curiosity to explore new paths, maybe something completely different from what people expected you to do. And that's why they're mad. because they can't predict your next move anymore. You've become unpredictable, free and fully alive. Finally, the Ace of Swords, the card of truth, breakthrough, and mental clarity. Everything that was confusing before is now clear. You see through manipulation, lies, and illusions. The truth is no longer something that hurts you. It empowers you. You're cutting through the noise, setting boundaries, and speaking your truth unapologetically. You've stepped into your power, and nothing can stop your momentum now. Who feels most uncomfortable seeing you succeed? The first card appearing here is the Queen of Cups. Soft, intuitive, deeply emotional. This tells me that the person who feels uneasy watching you rise isn't someone random or distant. This is someone who once felt close to your heart. Someone who knows your emotional language, who has seen your vulnerability, your fears, and your quiet dreams. They might have been the one you used to confide in, the one who understood your tears, or the one who once offered comfort when you were struggling. And that's why your success feels complicated for them. Because they remember the old you, the one who doubted, the one who leaned on them. Now that you've grown stronger and emotionally independent, it creates a strange imbalance in their heart. They love you, but your growth reminds them of what they haven't yet achieved within themselves. Then appears the King of Swords. Logical, strategic, emotionally detached. This could be someone who once prided themselves on being the smart one, the planner, or the one who always seemed to step ahead. But now that you're moving with clarity, with emotional balance, with your own power, they feel exposed. This energy suggests that your success challenges their sense of control. They can't read you anymore. You've become unpredictable, calm, wise, and it frustrates them because they no longer have the upper hand in emotional or intellectual power. They once loved being your guide, the voice of reason. Now they're watching you lead yourself. The next card, Four of Wands, shows that your success has brought a sense of celebration, stability, and joy into your life. You've been creating foundations, maybe new friendships, achievements, or a lifestyle that reflects harmony and freedom. And while most people might celebrate with you, this particular person feels strangely uncomfortable with it. It's not because they don't want you to be happy, but because your happiness reminds them of what they're still searching for. They feel like an outsider watching you build a home, a dream, or a circle where their presence is no longer needed. They might smile at your wins, but deep down there's a quiet sting, a mix of envy and nostalgia for the time when your life still revolved around them. 10 of Wands enters next, and this card speaks volumes about the emotional weight this person carries when they see you succeed. They feel burdened, almost exhausted, trying to keep up with the version of you that keeps evolving. It's like your progress adds invisible weight to their own insecurities. They may not admit it, but every time they see you shining, they feel the pressure to prove something, to show that they too are doing well, even if they're not. Some may even carry silent guilt for not supporting you better when you were struggling. They wonder if they ever underestimated your potential, and that realization burns quietly inside them. Then comes the Lovers, a card of connection, choices, and mirrored energy. This suggests that the person who feels uneasy could be someone with whom you once shared a deep emotional or romantic bond. This was not just friendship. This was soul connection. The kind where both of you shaped each other's growth, learned through both love and pain. But your success now highlights the distance between you. They remember the promises, the "someday we'll grow together" conversations, and now they see that you've kept evolving while they got stuck in the past. Part of them still loves you, and another part resents that you no longer need them. You became the person they once dreamed of becoming, and that's a difficult mirror to face. Next, 3 of Cups brings in another layer. This is your joy, your new social circle, your supportive tribe. You've surrounded yourself with better energy, people who uplift you instead of draining you. But for this person, watching you celebrate with others feels like watching someone else live the life they thought they'd share with you. They might even gossip subtly or pretend they're happy for you, but deep down they feel replaced. It's not always jealousy in the cruel sense, it's grief. They're grieving the role they once played in your happiness. Now, others are cheering for you, and they can't help but feel forgotten in the crowd. Then appears the Chariot, your unstoppable motion forward. This card screams determination, focus, and victory after challenge. You're no longer the person who waits for validation or permission. You've learned to move even when no one claps. You've taken full control of your life, driving your own destiny, no longer depending on someone else to steer your path. And while this should inspire others, it actually intimidates some, especially the one watching you from afar. They see how nothing holds you back anymore. You've become disciplined, unshakable, and divinely guided, and that confidence feels foreign to them. It's not arrogance, it's alignment. But alignment has a way of triggering people who are still stuck in their resistance. Then comes King of Pentacles, your grounded, successful, stable energy. This is the version of you that's finally secure, maybe financially, emotionally, or spiritually. You've learned how to manage your life, how to stand tall, how to build something lasting. And that's where the discomfort intensifies, because your strength exposes others' instability. While they're still chasing validation, you've built inner peace. While they seek attention, you attract abundance quietly. You're not in competition anymore. And that's exactly why you keep winning. They feel like they've lost access to your warmth because your energy now vibrates at a higher frequency, one that no longer resonates with old drama or small-minded envy. And finally, Judgment closes the reading. The card of awakening, accountability, and divine reflection. This is the moment of truth, the reason behind their discomfort. Your success isn't the problem, it's their mirror. You've awakened parts of themselves they've tried to ignore, their fears, their regrets, their unhealed wounds. When they see you shining, they're reminded that they could have chosen growth too, but they didn't. They could have evolved, but they stayed comfortable. Now, your light makes their shadows visible, and that's what really hurts. But the universe isn't punishing them. It's offering them a chance to awaken too. Your rise is their call to grow, to heal, to transform, and whether they take it or not is up to them. Hey, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Brielle Tarot. If this message found you today, it's not by accident. The universe led you here for a reason, because there's something you need to hear. Especially if lately you've been feeling strange tension around you. Maybe people have been acting differently, distant, quiet, or even cold, and you can't quite figure out why. Spirit is saying it's not your imagination. There's a deeper truth behind why so many people are suddenly mad at you, and the reason will absolutely shock you. So take a deep breath, center your energy, and let's uncover what the cards want to reveal together.